What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we are back with round 5 from Adepticon, the Illinois Chicago Vault Tour, as some people are calling it. Now, there is a little bit of lag at the beginning of this video. Don't worry, we can follow along just fine. On the left, we've got Chris with Platoriously Proudly Penitent. We've seen him for the last couple of rounds. I believe this is the last one he's on, at least for now. And on the right, we've got, let's call him Friendly Man, and he is playing the impossibility that befriends Brobnar, a Brobnar logo Shadows deck. So we got 2 Brobnar, we got 2 Shadows, but on the left we got Sanctum, and on the right we've got logos. And if you're colorblind like me, trying to tell the difference between Sanctum and logo, especially at this level of distance, looking at their cards there, is not terribly easy. Now, we know Chris on the left is playing a Brobnar deck with Khalifi Dragon. Did get it rolling in the first round, which was kind of cool. Bit of Sanctum to run some protection, and the usual Shadows with bait and switch and all that good stuff. Whereas Mr. Friendly on the right, he's got Burn the Stockpile with Brobnar and Too Much to Protect with Shadows, both of which are really good cards for making sure that your opponent is unable to forge a key, but unfortunately does not have bait and switch. And you see this sometimes. You've got, oh, hang on a second, I've got a Shadows deck that I like, and I've got a logo suite and a Brobnar suite that I like, and I like all of this, but I actually really want bait and switch, but I don't have a choice because I don't have bait and switch in my deck. Now, his logos, Mr. Friendly, he's got library access, phase shift, etc., but we are off, and we see we are kind of rolling. So Mr. Friendly's got a Dodger on the field, which when you fight, you get to steal an Ember. Chris has a much better setup at this stage. He's got a bunch of Brobnar creatures out. He's got his Bulwark there. He's got his Sequis that captures an Ember when you reap. Bulwark gives +2 armor to each of its neighbors. We've got a Fire Spitter there, which does do 1 damage to each of your opponent's enemy creatures before you fight. And it looks like he's actually managed to get a Mantle of the Zealot on there, meaning it can be used every turn regardless of which house your active actually is. Now, we do see that Chris has managed to get himself 4 Ember, whereas Mr. Friendly has actually managed to get himself none at all, which is a little bit sad. He's also got a Troll with 5 damage on, so that is a little bit sad. Now, he has played one of his Sanctum cards there. He's played Terms of Redress. Choose a friendly creature to capture 2 Ember. He's gone for his Fire Spitter, and that's got him 1 of the Ember there. And he's just setting up, we've seen this from Chris in the last couple of games, board position, making sure that he's got a lot of creatures out. Doesn't always reap, sometimes goes to fighting instead, which we don't always see, but it's really quite nice in terms of, I'm going to set up, and we've seen this in his games so far. Chris sitting there with a whole board full of creatures, and his opponent sitting there with a Dodger on the field. And look, Dodger's a fine creature. Dodger can steal an Ember when you fight, and that's going to be useful. But as it stands at the moment, it does appear that he's got at least 1 artifact down. Now, it looks like a Logos artifact, so no, that can't be, because he doesn't play any Logos artifacts whatsoever. So no, he does. I'm lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. He plays himself an Anomaly Exploiter. It's got an action which destroys a damaged creature, which can, of course, be nice for taking out that Troll. That Troll is damaged. Anomaly Exploiter will be able to take it out. But we do see Chris in a significantly better position. 4 Ember out, couple of Ember on one of his creatures, a much better board setup. And what confuses me slightly about Chris's deck, and we saw him win the last 2 rounds, I mean, spoiler alert, but there's links in the description. You should have checked them out already. Chris's deck doesn't have what we see a lot of these really good decks having. There's no logos with library access and phase shift, which we do see that Mr. Friendly has. We don't see Untamed with Full Moon and Hunting Witch and all of that good stuff that really lets you hoover up a crazy amount of Ember incredibly quickly. No, ladies and gentlemen, we don't see any of that. What we see is Brobnar that can take out creatures, Sanctum which can protect, and shadows that can steal. He does have Fagin and Double Urchin, incidentally. So what he can do is sit there smashing with Brobnar, protecting with Sanctum, and rolling. So we might start skipping forward some of the slightly laggier bits, but we can see here that Chris has got an even better setup at this stage. He has got his champion Anafiel down, which has Taunt and 1 armor, which means that you cannot fight the creatures either side of it there. And he's also got down one of his artifacts, that is an Iron Obelisk. Your opponent's keys cost +1 Ember for each friendly damaged Brobnar creature. So the damage we see on Troll is actually a very, very good thing here. Assuming that damage is still on Troll. So we are going to skip just a teensy bit here. It does get better as we go through the game, but look, these are the live streams we've got. It's either this or we just don't bring you the rounds. I did warn you at the beginning. So we do see here that although no keys have actually been forged, Chris is in an extremely good position with 7 Ember down. And Mr. Friendly still doesn't have very much. He has got himself a Mighty Javelin down, which is very handy. But he doesn't have himself very much of anything else. Now, Mighty Javelin, you can sacrifice it and deal 4 damage to a creature. And we do see that Troll is, I believe, off the board at this stage, which is a little bit sad. And is he got that Khalifi Dragon down? Am I seeing things? I am not seeing things, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually got Khalifi Dragon down. Bearing in mind there is Taunt. Oh, does get down is too much to protect, though. Too much to protect, like I say. Mr. Friendly isn't playing bait and switch, but he does have too much to protect. If your opponent has... Well, you steal all but 6 of your opponent's Ember. Although I'm going to be honest, it's quite hard to see the Ember on his character card there. He's still got a fair bit of it. Okay. Oh, that's actual movement, ladies and gentlemen. We have actual factual movement. So, it looks like we've got... Is that Magda the Rat coming down there? When you play, you steal 2 Ember, but when you leave, your opponent steals 2 Ember. It's got elusive, so it's got to be attacked twice. All right, looks like we might be rolling on this one. But I think we did all right. We had some fun discussion at the start. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret nothing. Nothing. Once again, though, Chris, now he's not in a position to forge a key, unfortunately, so we're still at 0 keys each. And it looks like, yeah, we got a little bit of stealing going on here, which is quite nice. And it looks like Magda the Rat has gone down as well, which is very, very nice. Incidentally, what we saw there was Champion to Briss. When you fight, you capture 1 Ember, so we use 2 creatures to take down Magda the Rat. I did say steal, I meant capture. Oh, and here we go. Now we've got quite a few. And we do see that with too much to protect having gone, that does make Chris's Ember a lot safer. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the library access turn. Oh, that's nice. Now, I didn't mention this earlier. He actually plays Effervescent Principle as well. Each player loses half of their Ember rounding down. You do gain a chain, unfortunately, but seems to have worked out quite nicely here as well. And this is a good position for Mr. Friendly here. He's managed to stop Chris forging a key, which is absolutely crucial. And like I say, there's no... Oh, what's that? Is that a Dexter coming down? Which does capture an Ember when you play it. And a Mother as well, which lets you draw an extra card at the end of your turn, which will just completely redo. It kind of cancels out your chain. There is a Neurosiphon. If your opponent has more Ember than you, steal 1 and draw a card. That's a handy thing. Although Mr. Friendly is holding his cards upside down, it's confusing me. We see Research Smoko coming down. When it is destroyed, you archive the top card of your deck. Now we see a Positron Bolt coming down. Not Twin Bolt Emission, though those cards are rather similar. You gain an Ember, and you deal 3 damage to a flank creature, 2 to its neighbour, and 1 to the second creature's other neighbour. Nice. So clearly going after that Khalifi Dragon. I mean, that Khalifi Dragon is a big boy, ladies and gentlemen. Khalifi Dragon, when you either reap or attack, you gain 1 Ember and deal 5 damage to a creature. That's pretty gosh darn good. Now we see lab work coming down here. Get an ember, play a archive a card, sorry. And of course, because library access is in play, you get to draw a card. And you're seeing here the power of library access. Mr. Friendly is playing a whole bunch of cards here and really just taking advantage. Down comes Doc Bookton. When you reap, you get to draw a card. And it seems like Khalifi Dragon has finally been taken down, which is not ideal, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's kind of ideal if you're Mr. Friendly, not so ideal if you're Chris here. That's a problem with Khalifi. Oh, and there comes the Mighty Javelin. Remember, Mighty Javelin has an Omni ability, so it can be used regardless of your active house, and actually manages to take down Champion Anafiel with that. So we got some real board wiping here. This has been an excellent turn for Mr. Friendly. He's really managed to get rid of a couple of excellent creatures that Chris would want to keep. He's managed to take Chris from an awful lot of Ember down to just 3 Ember remaining, and I cannot see exactly how much Ember he's got, but it looks like there's kind of 5 or 6 there on his field. So he really is having an excellent turn where he's just doing everything he needs to do. Stopping his opponent forging, getting a bunch of Ember, and of course he does it with library access. That's not a coincidence. Library access is a phenomenal card. I did my list of the top 10 cards from Keyforge. I'll try and remember to pop a link to that one in the description. And I believe it was number 2 behind only Bait and Switch. And I don't really think anyone can argue, looking at the set list from Call of Archons, that Bait and Switch is number 1 and Library Access is number 2. So, Chris here, it looks like he's actually still going. I want to say he's still going. No, he's not. We are on Chris now, so we saw Fire Spitter. That did the 1 damage to everything. And now we've had more cards. That was Mother, I believe, going away, which makes perfect sense. Mother's really, really good, quite frankly. Mother is a phenomenal card. So it would make sense to take that away. Your opponent's drawing an extra card. You don't want that. And now there's an awful lot of capturing Ember going on Chris's side. And he has managed to get himself up to 6 Ember, but it's only 6. So if Mr. Friendly can take even a single Ember from Chris's side of the board here, he's going to be all right. So down comes a Troll there. That's quite nice. Now I believe that's his other artifact, that Gauntlet of Command, which lets you ready and fight with a friendly creature. Seeing them at an angle on this camera, it's not the easiest way to do it, but I think we're doing all right. Now, there's a decision to be made here. Has he got... Oh, is that Coward's End? I don't think it's Coward's End, because it's one that's got an Ember bonus there. Oh, it's Punch. Of course it is. It's Punch. It's actually got 2 copies of Punch in his deck. Deal 3 damage to a creature. Incidentally, Chris also plays Punch, though he only has 1 copy as opposed to Mr. Friendly's 2. And then we see some, well, you have to forgive the pun here, a stunning play. This is Tremor. Stun a creature and each of its neighbours. I like this a lot. He stunned the Fire Spitter, which is really doing an awful lot of damage. And he's also been able to manage, he stunned all but 1 creature on Chris's side of the field. And that's going to give him time. Stunned creatures, essentially you have to, on your turn, use it to get rid of stun. No fighting, no reaping. And then, at that stage, you actually, next turn, get to use it. Now it looked like, oh, here's a Bait and Switch. Now it looked like he's got no Ember, so I assume he forged a key. I don't think he's actually flipped it here. And is that a Miasma coming down? Miasma's an extremely good card, gives you an Ember, and your opponent skips their forge a key stage next turn. So did Mr. Friendly get rid of all his Ember? I don't think he did. And now we get a Shadow Self coming down here. And, there we go. So he does flip. I've got to say, I'm pretty sure he forged a key. I know there's been a bit of controversy with not flipping keys. I don't really want to get into it. Unless it's a huge issue, let's just flip it and move on with our lives. I understand sometimes it will be. I don't want to talk about it. Relentless Whispers. Possibly don't have time. There's a game going on. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If it's destroyed, gain an ember. There is Research Smoko. Needs to archive the top card of his deck, because that's what happens when Research Smoko goes down. And so Chris is putting himself in a good position here. He's forged his key. He's played a Miasma. So Mr. Friendly is not going to be able to forge a key on his turn next turn. And he's actually somehow put himself up to 8 Ember. Now, the bait and switch, admittedly, was a fairly crucial part of that. But this is a really, really good turn for Chris here. He's got a decent lineup of creatures. Now, he hasn't been able to get rid of any of those stun tokens. That could potentially be a problem. But he's forged a key. He's got himself in range of forging another key. He's got a couple of artifacts down, including that Speed Sigil. Now, I'm a huge fan of Speed Sigil. The first creature played each turn enters play ready. And that's just what we call I think it's called a constant ability. It's always there. There's no when I use it, none of that rubbish. It's just there. It's just working. So this is good. Ooh, Burn the Stockpile. Very nice card. This is one of the ones I mentioned earlier. If your opponent has 7 or more Ember, they lose 4. Chris had 8. He loses 4. He's down to 4. That is good, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to really help. And it looks like a Crump coming down. 6 power creature, and if it destroys a creature, its controller loses 1 Ember. So this is very, very nice. And also then the reason it was able to go right away there is because you've got that Gauntlet of Command, which lets you ready and fight with a friendly creature. So although Crump went down exhausted, Gauntlet of Command essentially brought it right back again. Ah, we see Troll Reaping. Troll is not a reaping creature. You don't see a Troll Reaping very often. But there we go. So it looks like this is a Coward's End coming down. Destroy each undamaged creature and gain 3 chains. So unfortunately, okay, hurts him a little bit. But damaging Crump actually worked out really well. And then all of those stunned creatures are gone, but stunned creatures might one day be able to do something. Now they're gone, they ain't coming back. Oh, and then we see a little bit of fighting here as well. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is good. Mr. Friendly has completely wiped Chris's board here, which is awesome. And then he's got Doc Bookton. Now, it looks like he actually had to punch his own Doc Bookton. You get an Ember bonus when you play Punch, so he wanted to play it. But if you play it and there is a creature, you've got to deal 3 damage to a creature. The only one down is Doc Bookton. Sorry, Doc. You get that 3 damage. And this has been an extremely productive turn. Now, he is calling it a day there, it seems. But it looks like... Is that Bilgam Avalanche he's got down? 5 power creature. After you forge a key, deal 2 damage to each enemy creature. A lot of the rares in Call of the Archons are underwhelming. This is what I really like. Bearing in mind, I don't really like many Brobnar cards. It's my least favourite house. Sorry. So we do see an Urchin coming down from Chris here. When you play an Urchin, you get to steal an Ember. That's rather nice. And he's got himself up to 6 Ember. But it doesn't look like he's been able to stop Mr. Friendly forging a key. So now the 6 Ember go down. Mr. Friendly forges his first key here. Oh, come on. There are literally spaces on the playmat to put your keys. Wossy disapproves, ladies and gentlemen. Wossy disapproves. I'm going to stop talking about myself in the third person because that's just weird. So a Seeker Needle there does take out that Urchin rather beautifully. And then, is that Poison Wave? I believe he's playing a Poison Wave. Deals 2 damage to each creature but gets you an Ember. So, just like we saw with Punch a moment ago, he's actually dealing damage to his own creatures to get the Ember. And we saw an Urchin come down there as well. This is kind of nice. It's a weird kind of turn because what we see Chris doing here is basically damaging his own creatures, but he's rushing for Ember. Now, that Urchin stealing 1 Ember was enough to stop his opponent stealing. I believe it was also a Noddy the Thief that came down there, and I want to say Nexus. I believe the second one from the right is a Nexus there. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that being Nexus. Having said that, we do see it going straight away there. I think that was Chris's copy of Punch. Ember bonus, plus you get to get rid of one of them. Oh, and he's actually had to get rid of his Blood of Titans. It's an upgrade that gives a creature +5 power and gives you an Ember. Weird in that with an action, you can play it even if it doesn't do anything just to get the Ember. But with an upgrade, you've got to attach it to a character or a creature in order to get the Ember bonus. And there we see a second Keyforge by Mr. Friendly. Back before we actually started getting consistent video in this round, it looked like Chris was just going to run away with this game. It looked like he was in a phenomenal position and he was just going to run away and win at a fairly quick pace, but Mr. Friendly has brought this right back, ladies and gentlemen. So we see a Dexter coming down there, capturing an Ember. We see Positron Bolt coming down, though there are unfortunately no creatures to go and take out, but you get the Ember bonus, so it's totally worth it. We see Lab Work coming down, letting you archive a card. And now he is extremely in the driver's seat. Now, I need Chris to move his hand ever so slightly. Looks like he's stuck on 5 Ember. Oh, man, not having a creature out to attach that upgrade, huge. If he'd have actually been able to attach Blood of Titans, he'd be up to 6 Ember and he'd be forging a key. Now, we do see Loot the Bodies comes down. So you gain an Ember each time an enemy creature is destroyed. And remember that Troll comes down active, ready to go because of that speed sigil. And he is able to then take out a creature so that you do get to gain an Ember. But is this too... Oh! And it looks like he's actually then using his Gauntlet of Command to bring it right back and fight with it again. So that's kind of cool. However, he's still a key behind. Now, it doesn't look like Mr. Friendly is forging next turn. That's going to help him out. But he's still in that precarious position. He's got 7 Ember. It's not that much. It's not going to take much for Mr. Friendly to take it away. Now, as I started saying earlier in the game, there's no bait and switch in his deck, but he does have Effervescent Principle and Too Much to Protect and Burn the Stockpile. He's got one of those emergency stopping you forge cards in all 3 of his houses. So even though he doesn't have any bait and switch, I don't think it's particularly that bad because he's got so many options. But we've seen all 3 of them come down, although I think he has reset his deck. Because he's only playing 1 Positron Bolt, and I'm sure we've seen it drop twice. So we do see Seeker Needle coming down, and that's actually enough to destroy Troll. And remember that when Seeker Needle destroys a creature, you gain an Ember. And... oh... that could be enough, ladies and gentlemen. That could be enough. Urchin comes down and steals an Ember, and... yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing Chris can do at this stage. Mr. Friendly is ready to forge a key next turn. Chris has only got 3 Ember. He cannot slow him down. He cannot stop him enough. So we've seen a nice winning streak from Chris over these videos. But unfortunately, it has come to an end. Congratulations to Mr. Friendly. Commiserations to Chris. But we've seen him on a nice little winning streak here. Now... I do apologise for the static camera, so to speak, at the beginning. It wasn't too much, and there would have been a note, when you watch this, there would have been a note on the screen telling you where to flick to if you wanted to skip past it. But we still got the game, ladies and gentlemen. It got good towards the end, and at the end of the day, we still got some Keyforge action, and I, for one, am delighted. So you know the deal. Tell me what you think about this game. Let's discuss it in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about Keyforge and other games. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays. Oh, there are other rounds, links in the description. Keep checking back. You know the deal.